Look down at a gold ring, a chain, or a watch, anything gold. It feels solid, ordinary, something dug out of a mine in the ground. We treat it as one of the most earthly things we could own. But that gold has a past far stranger than any mine. Every speck of it was forged in the violent death of a star. Not slowly grown, but blasted into being in a cosmic explosion. Your gold is older than the Earth, older than the sun itself. It has existed for almost the entire age of the universe. It traveled across the galaxy for billions of years to reach your hand. So how did a piece of a dead star end up on your finger? The answer is one of the strangest stories in all of science. And once you know it, you will never see gold the same way again. Let us start with something that sounds almost impossible. You cannot make gold here on Earth, no matter how hard you try. It is one of the oldest dreams that humanity ever had. For centuries, alchemists desperately tried to create it from other metals. They dreamed of turning cheap gray lead into shining gold. They mixed, heated, enchanted, but not one of them ever succeeded. Kings poured whole fortunes into the search and got nothing back. The reason is simple. Gold is a pure element, one single kind of atom. It sits on the periodic table as its own unique thing. You cannot build a gold atom by mixing other ordinary materials together. Its identity is fixed by what lies deep inside its nucleus. To create gold, you have to build its atom from the inside out. And that takes an amount of energy almost beyond imagining. Far more than any furnace or laboratory on Earth could ever reach. It is the kind of power only the cosmos itself can provide. Now here is the part that surprises almost everyone. Stars are giant furnaces that build elements deep in their cores. The crushing pressure and searing heat fuse atoms together. They fuse tiny atoms together to make heavier and heavier ones. Hydrogen becomes helium, and step by step, larger elements form. Carbon, oxygen, and iron are all slowly cooked inside stars. Almost every atom around you was once forged inside a star. This is how stars create most of the material in the universe. The very atoms in your own body were made this way. Every breath you take is full of ancient stellar dust. But this building process suddenly hits a hard wall. There is one element that a star simply cannot get past. That wall is iron. Fusion simply stops once it reaches iron. Iron is the most stable element a star can ever build. Making anything heavier than iron actually drains energy instead of giving it. So building gold would cost a star more energy than it has. So a normal star can never make gold in its everyday life. No matter how hot it burns, it cannot cross that line. Gold needs something far more violent than an ordinary burning star. So where does the universe find enough power to forge gold? The answer lies in the strangest objects in all of space. To make gold, you first have to completely destroy a star. When a giant star finally dies, its core collapses inward. In just a fraction of a second, it caves in on itself. The outer layers blast away in a brilliant supernova. What is left behind is a neutron star, unbelievably dense. Its atoms are crushed so hard that they turn into pure neutrons. A neutron star packs the mass of the sun into a tiny city-sized ball. A single teaspoon of it would weigh billions of tons on Earth. It is the densest kind of matter we know of anywhere. Nothing else in the universe is packed quite so tightly. These are the crushed dead hearts of once mighty stars. They spin at incredible speeds, warping the space around them. And sometimes two of them end up locked together in space. Two dead stars circling each other in the endless dark. This is the moment the universe actually makes gold. The two neutron stars circle each other faster and faster. Near the end, they whirl around thousands of times each second. They spiral inward for millions of years, then finally slam together. At the very end, they close the final gap in a heartbeat. The collision unleashes an explosion called a kilonova. For a moment, it shines as bright as 100 million suns. A single flash that briefly lights up its entire galaxy. In that blast, countless atoms are smashed together at once. The chaos finally forces heavy elements like gold into existence. Neutrons cram into atoms faster than they can fall apart. This is the rapid process that finally builds pure gold. Along with platinum, silver, and other precious metals, one single collision can create many times the gold in our entire planet. In an instant, whole worlds worth of gold are born. In 2017, astronomers actually watched this happen. It was the very first time humans ever saw it directly. They detected two neutron stars colliding far across the universe. The ripples from the crash even bent space itself. And in its fading light, they saw the unmistakable glow of new gold. Proof at last that this incredible idea was actually true. But that gold is created unimaginably far away from us. The explosion flings the new gold out across the galaxy as dust. Tiny grains of gold scattered into the emptiness of space. This glittering dust drifts through space for billions of years. It slowly mixes with the gas and dust between the stars, enriching the whole galaxy a little more with every collision. Slowly, gravity gathers that dust into giant clouds. These clouds collapse and light up as brand new stars. One of those clouds became our own sun and all its planets. The sun, the earth, and everything on it came from that dust. So the gold was already here when the earth first formed. It was part of the very dust our young planet grew from. It was mixed into the young, molten planet right from the start. Baked into the earth billions of years ago. Part of our planet from its very first moments. But there is one final twist to this story. When the earth was molten, most of the gold sank deep down. Gold is heavy, so it drops straight through the melted rock, sinking like a stone toward the center of the earth. It sank straight toward the core, far out of our reach, thousands of kilometers below where we could ever dig. So almost all of Earth's original gold is locked deep underground. Enough gold to coat the whole planet lies trapped in the core. The gold we actually mined came from a later cosmic gift. Long after Earth cooled, a storm of meteorites struck the surface. This happened hundreds of millions of years later. Those meteorites carried their own load of ancient stardust gold. Gold that had also once been born inside dying stars. They sprinkled fresh gold across the crust we can actually reach. Over ages, rivers and mountains concentrated it into veins, slowly gathering the scattered flecks into the gold we find. That is the gold we dig up, melt down, and wear today. Every mine on Earth is really just harvesting stardust. So the next time you hold something made of gold, remember its journey. It was born in the collision of two dead stars. In a flash far brighter than a whole galaxy, it drifted across the galaxy for billions of years as dust. It became part of the cloud that made our own sun. It fell to a young Earth in a rain of ancient meteorites, delivered to the surface long before life even began. And after all of that, it ended up right here on your hand. The end of a journey billions of years long. That ordinary gold ring is a genuine piece of an exploded star. It is the most ancient object you will ever hold. You are not just wearing gold, you are wearing a tiny piece of the sky. Follow for your quick why.